Up. Welcome to Yapzone. I'm Andy, and yeah, I honestly don't know if there's a whole lot that I could think to talk about this week. Like, this is one of those dry weeks, like, I don't think I really did a whole lot. I think the main thing was like, not sleeping as much as I probably should. And then the most exciting thing wasn't even anything that I did, like I didn't really do a whole lot. It was just business as usual kind of week. But so the most exciting thing was probably just me watching basketball and seeing the Rockets clinch the 2 seed. What? And then when my favorite wrestler came back, yeah, Julia, that was pretty nice. And then that's about it really, which isn't even like things that I did. This is just like consumerism stuff, like me watching my favorite shows and stuff like that. So that's not like something to write home about. So it'll probably be a short video, just a quick little entry to continue. But I think overall my energy and mood has improved. Mm, my confidence is going up a little bit because I'm starting to notice that like my face is thinning out more ever since I started like losing weight. Like I have been losing at least like 2 or 3 pounds like a week. As long as I don't like crash out and eat food randomly, but I'm down to like 92 kilograms, which is like 4 pounds away from 200. I'm trying to get below 200 in the next like 2 weeks. Um, my Japanese is improving a lot. I still haven't got enough practice speaking, but I just like whenever I learn, I do this thing where like I want to fully understand everything. And my best advice to people who are like trying to learn anything doesn't even matter if it's like, a language or if it's just how to work a system or how to cook food, whatever the fuck it is. Like I'm sure there are different methods, but in general, don't be afraid of sloppy learning, if that makes sense. Don't be afraid of just moving on from something you don't fully understand so you can keep actually learning. Because in languages case, I've been like trying so hard every single time I hear something new, my brain's like, I need to understand exactly what that means. But the thing is like, it's not going to give you the answer to everything just because you understood one word. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to remember the nuances that you just looked up. Um, so it's better to just keep consuming and then your brain will naturally just grow around it and you'll build your roots and then you'll get a better understanding overall. Like I'm starting to, like watch anime and stuff and I'm starting to hear like the sounds a lot better. There's so much slang and dialects involved that it's kind of complicated, but through just perseverance and not letting myself get too caught up on the small details, I've gotten to a better spot. But that's about it for me when it comes to like, growth or anything exciting this week. I'm trying to think if there actually was anything. There's not really anything. Next week though, not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm going down to visit my family for like the first time in a while. I think that's good. I know not everybody has like family per se that they like or that they're on good terms with, but if you have anyone in general that relatively cares about you, I think it's good to talk to them and to try to keep a good relationship with them. Um, I haven't always been like on the best of terms with my sister because, like most people, your siblings, especially the younger ones, are usually snitches, and then you get in arguments, and you're too young to be like and figure it out or handle it maturely. So you're just like this person's, they're a piece of shit. I can't sneak out the house without them telling. There's so many like stupid small things that get in the way from realizing like that there could be a potential good friendship there that'll help you like thrive and feel better about yourself and your life. It's just like good feelings, I guess. And family doesn't always have to be blood. It could be anything. It could be a good friend too. Like I talked to a couple of my good friends a little bit more recently. Uh, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before in and like the other previous diaries. Like it's just things are moving. I mean, the only really thing that I've been thinking about It's not really something I've been thinking about this week in particularly. It's more of like over time, but I feel like we're in a weird continual state of vitriol and group hate. Like people don't allow themselves to have opinions that are derived solely from their own thoughts and interactions. Like you see what's online, you see the things that the people you respect or follow, like talking about it and saying like, this is how I feel. And then your brain's like, well, this guy who I'm attracted to, or this person who usually has good takes said this, so I have to believe it. Like people don't think for themselves really much anymore. We're like in a headline society where you see something and instead of doing research to the point where you should be able to allow yourself to have an opinion on it, people just have an opinion on it from the get go. And they kind of like create this weird distrust for everything and this hate for everything that's not like in their bubble that they've created. Like, you know how like social media like TikTok or YouTube shorts or just whatever, Twitter, I guess, how you basically create an algorithm or it creates an algorithm for you based off the things that you like people get so stuck in these algorithms that they see the same creators, the same voices, the same people. And it's not always like what they want to hear. Like it throws in some negatives too, so that you could, get angry at that and that keeps you going. Cause like, I don't know, I feel like social media knows that anger drives up numbers. They're like, oh, this will make people exasperated from reading it. So let's get them stuck in this net of vitriol. And then they're just like, you know, scrolling, seeing something they don't like, going, "Oh, this is fucking stupid, man." They can't all have this opinion, and then you open the comments and scroll down, and like, "Oh, another idiot, another idiot, another idiot," and then you feel like distraught. So now you're like searching for some form of good opinions, and it's like this whole system, and it's kind of bled over to the real world. Well, now you yourself are like so conditioned to be in an algorithm that you're trying to create your own in the world, and then you're shutting out voices that you don't want to hear. You're frustrated by anybody who has any kind of differing opinion that you might not like. And the thing is like your dislike of these opinions isn't most of the time, honestly, I feel like it isn't your own dislike. I feel like it's like a curated dislike that is thrust upon you by these just buzzwords, these headlines, these tweets that have thousands and thousands and thousands of likes, and since it's more popular than the one that has less likes, that must mean that it's right. We're like in a clout-based society right now, where it's like if these people are getting more attention online, well, at least for the online people, but I'll come back to that. If you're getting more attention online, then obviously like this person must be smarter. This person must have you know, be in the right because it's got more likes than the guy below him that he was making fun of. They got less likes, and it's just like, oh, you got ratioed. That must mean that you were wrong. It's like weird. We're in a weird place, and I try not to let myself get like actually affected by it. Like 9 times out of 10, if I see something, I get kind of annoyed, and then I'm able to easily move on from it. Like the moment I get off my phone or stop looking at what I'm looking at, my day continues. I don't lose any sleep over it. I don't sit there going, man, I can't believe that Weeb Lover 226 said that stupid, horrible opinion about the Rocket. Like, no, I don't do that stuff, like, but I feel like a lot of these people that are online do because I've never been someone who posts a lot. I've never been someone who replies a lot. I've never been someone who is constantly putting out their opinions online. I just read. I'm just like a bystander. But there's so many people out there that are just constantly like, I need my opinion out there. I need to reply to this. I need to tell this person they're wrong. And it's like, it's exhausting, man. And like some of the things recently that I've gotten this like feeling about how weird it is like this community of people who think they know better about movies and stuff and how they need to have some sort of like level of art that is above the pale and is undeniable, and they're like, oh well, this Minecraft movie's fucking stupid, so I can't believe anybody who watches it, you're horrible people because you didn't support this cause. And it's not even funny. It's so shallow and dumb, and we kids deserve better movies and all these weird opinions. And it's like, bro, like it's a movie made for kids based off of a game that's primarily marketed towards kids. I'm pretty sure like 90% of the revenue comes from kids. Like it's weird that you're sitting there not allowing people to have stupid fun. You know, like we used to live in a world where stupid fun was common. You know, you can go watch like Happy Gilmore or Pineapple Express or you know, anything that you could possibly think of that is a comedy. Like we had those constantly, and it was like their jokes. Some of them didn't land. Some of them you didn't like. Everybody has opinions, but they were allowed to exist, and people were allowed to enjoy them. And it doesn't apply to just comedies either. It's most movies in general. Like we don't really have a whole lot of movies that are just stupid fun. Like every single time they come out, they get like crazy ratioed by these people who are online that are like, I know better than you. This is slop. It's not art. It doesn't have a good script. And the person that is writing this one line in this scene is also a Zionist. And it's like I don't touch on any of that stuff because I don't have opinions on most of that stuff. I don't care about politics or things like that. It doesn't affect me. I'm kind of a piece of shit when it comes to that. Like I just don't care enough, and it's to a fault sometimes. And you know, if you're upset that I don't care enough about topics that are important to you, I'm sorry, but like that's just how it is. I feel like some people care too much about things that barely affect them. I mean, it's good. It's like a it's a it's like it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but there's faults to it. Like if you have a bleeding heart and you're constantly caring about, you know, things that are like people who are worse off than you, things that are like this, and you have this love for this cause and stuff like that. Like it's good. You have a good heart, you know, for the most part. Some people are vitriolic and spew hate at people who like, you know, you're muddying the message when you act like that. But for the most part, if you feel kind of bad when you're looking at these things and thinking about these things, then you're probably a decently good person. So it's not a bad thing, but it's just like it's bled over into the things that I care about, like entertainment, like comedy and movies, games, whatever, to the point where we're not allowed to just try things out, to just be different, to have comedy, to have movies that are dumb. And like some people still put out movies and that are comedies and stuff, but for the most part, people are afraid to, because especially Hollywood, because it's like you can't put out like there's always a meta basically for what's happening right now. Like there's always like, you know, depending on what message is going around at the time, there's usually movies that reflect that. And nowadays, that every single movie that comes out has to have some sort of virtuous message in it. Otherwise, it flops or at the Oscars and it's not good enough to win or whatever, which is a stupid system. Honestly, if you base off like which movies I should watch based off of the awards they win, then you're doing it wrong. Like it's weird, but I miss the days where like we could just have some dumb movie like super bad hit the theaters and you can go watch it and nobody would, you know, be yelling at you online for liking something and being like, dude, like, I can't believe you like that movie. Did you see that one scene where he, you know, so and so did this to this person and made her uncomfortable? Like, there's never a time when you could release most of these comedies nowadays. Like, they just wouldn't fly. Like, everybody would get offended by every little thing. And it's just like, it's getting annoying. Like in my opinion, I think comedy in general is coming back, but I think it's starting mostly in like podcasting and in stand up. I think stand up has been the pioneer in bringing back comedy and stuff like that. But there's still like this weird thing where people think they're the joke police. No one's the joke police. You don't have a right to tell somebody what's funny and what's not. If you don't like the joke and if it's in bad taste, sure, it might be a shitty joke, but you can't like lock that person up for telling a joke. And if you're a normal person, then you can clearly tell when there's harm intended or when there's not. If the person's just ignorant and stupid, sure, like I mean, what the fuck, man? You told a horrible joke. Like maybe work on it. And then if they're, you know, repeat offenders or if they do something bad away from it, cool, whatever. But if we're just basing off of like jokes, then it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's weird. It's weird. And it's like, I'm not going to say this man is the funniest dude in the world. I'm not going to say what he did was right. But there's a comedian who did something in a speech and said something about an island. And then people were like, oh, that's bad or whatever. Okay, yeah, maybe the joke didn't land. It's kind of unfunny, sure. But to they everybody assumes that, you know, all of a sudden this person's the worst person in the world because of one joke and because they associate with people they don't like and because of this, that, whatever. And they went on wrestling and they were on there for like 2 seconds, and the entire Twitter was blowing up, being like, "Oh, I can't watch this. Fuck you, WWE. I can't believe you." Like the internet is crazy, man. Like the fact that people think that like your opinion is so important that you need to go online screaming and shouting that you're not going to watch something is ridiculous. Like if you're not going to watch it, don't watch it. But there's a huge difference between like constructive criticism, like, oh, kind of disappointed, this kind of sucks. I hope it gets better or whatever. Or like, it's still, most people don't want to hear that because it's still kind of lame. But I mean, write the people, send messages to the company, whatever you want to do. But going online in a public forum and just being like, "Fuck this shit, I hate life," blah 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 blah. Like it's just like it's weird that people complain to such degrees nowadays, where it just like creates this toxic cesspool of like hate and like not letting people enjoy things. And it's like, oh, you like this better than me? It's crazy, man. Like people have different opinions, people like different things. Don't yuck someone's yum. Like, just kind of enjoy your life, dude. Like what you like. If things are like constantly getting worse, like you're not forced to watch something. You're not forced to do that. Like nobody's forcing you to turn on the TV and stare at the screen and watch something. Like it's weird that people get so butthurt over the smallest things and then make this huge deal online about it. And I don't know. I just like people are dumb, man. Like the small like rant or whatever. It don't bother me though, because like I move on or whatever. I I think the thing that if there was anything that bothers me, it's not necessarily that they're bitching and moaning. It's not necessarily that Warriors fans have horrible takes about Curry and everybody hates them because they're shit and they've got the best whistle in the league. Like it's not nothing like that. Like I that doesn't bother me. I'm not like super petty. It's fun to shit talk. So like fans will shit talk back and forth. That's cool. That's different. But the thing that does bother me a little bit is that people let that stuff affect them to the point where they just turn into this ball of hatred where they're constantly like in this mode of hate, 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 hate. And it's just negative. It's not positive. It's not fun to be around. These people in real life, I guarantee don't act like that. Like the way they're on online is crazy. And if we were like able to merge your online personality with your real life personality, it'd be crazy to see how many people change. But I just think in general people should kind of tone down the hate a little bit. We've gotten too comfortable with hate. We've gotten too comfortable with this weird acceptance with hate and like shame, and it's crazy, man. Like I thought we were getting to a point where we're a lot more free, and then now all of a sudden we're back to the Stone Ages where everything's just you or me. It's like kind of crazy, but that's my little rant. It went a little longer than I thought. I thought it was gonna be a short video, but I kind of wanted to. I have this habit where I think that I need to explain things correctly, so I kind of went a little longer to make sure my opinion was a little shortened and not or easily understood and not misunderstood. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's my video diary. I don't know why I care. It's probably not even anybody watching this anyway. So yeah, my week's been good. Tried not to let yourself get swept up in the hate. Be your own person. Have your own opinions and surround yourself with positivity. Don't let this weird, demented world drag you down. And positivity breeds positivity, and then everybody will just keep growing and getting better, and things will change. And you succeed if you want to succeed, man. But for that, I'm gonna hop off now, and I'll see y'all next time. Hopefully, I have something to talk about because this was just like whoa for like 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. Peace.